Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Nepal Tech Hub, and today in this video I'll show you how to deploy multiple EC2 instances in the AWS using the Terraform. So here the first thing you have to know is how to create the instances in the AWS, and also the second thing you need to know is you have to install the Terraform in your device. So in my case I have used AWS instance. Here you can see I have the instances here, web instance, where I have installed my Terraform and using this AWS Connect. I'm here in the CLI. So the first thing you need to go ahead and change yourself from any, if you are not the root user, then change yourself to the root user, or if you need to have a sudo privilege. So in my case, I have already changed to this root user. Here you can see on this corner, I have already installed the Terraform. To check that, I can do the Terraform version. And you can see I have version 5.2. So now the first step you have to do is you have to create a directory. I'll do the mkdir Terraform files. So right now I'm inside the Terraform files directory. Now my first approach will be I need to understand and should be able to get the access and secret access key from this AWS account. So for that, to get the access key, you have to go to back to this AWS, and here on the services, go to IAM. From here, go to user. So you are the cloud, so select your user. I am the cloud user, so I'm selecting the cloud user. And underneath, go to security credentials. And here, if you already don't have the access key, then it will say create access key. So I'm going to go ahead and do the create access key. The access key is for application running outside the AWS third-party services. So you do check mark here, and then you give this tag. So I'll create the access key. Now it has been already created. I have the access key and the secret access key, both of them here. What I can do, I can also copy and paste in the notepad or any other files. For now, I'll just go ahead and copy my notepad. So this is a secret access key, and I do have the other one that's access key. So these access keys will be changing right after I'm done with the videos. And there's no way that you can use the same access key for yours, so yours will be different. And this is how you're supposed to get the access key. So I'll minimize it right now, or you can also download the CSV file. So for me, I've already saved it, so I don't need it. So I'm okay. I'm gonna do it done. So everything is okay from that side. I'll go back to the instances. There's another way to go to the instances here. You to services and choose the EC2. So now you can see here the instance running is 1. So there's just one instance running, and I can also show you on the dashboard here. You can also only see the web instance. There is none of those other instances running right now. Okay, here I have Terraform files. I'm inside the Terraform file. I already have this access key and secret access key. Now it's time to create the files that requires for the Terraform. So first thing that you require for the Terraform is a Terraform file, which is a main Terraform. So you can use the Vim or Nano editor, whichever you like the best. For me, I'm going to go ahead and do this Nano editor, and we'll create the main.tf file, main.terraform file, and inside there we need to give resources. Is AWS resource and instance. I'll give the name as my instance or my machine, whichever you like to give. It's completely up to you. The name, the resource will be AWS. And now we are deploying the multiple instances at the same time. So I'll go ahead and do the count 4. Count equals to 4, which means we'll create the 4 identical instances with the same AMI. So I'll define AMI as well. AMI equals to var.ami. We will be providing the AMI of the instances later on. For now, we're just giving the variables var.ami. Instance type equals to var.instance types, because we'll provide instance type later on from the different files. So it will start looking for, once it gets the argument var.instance type, it will be looking for the instance type in the var folder that we'll create later on the files. Now you can do the tag, is completely optional. You can do it, or if you don't want to, it's fine. But just to, since we are creating the 4 instances, we should be able to distinguish between all 4 of them. So I'm going to go ahead and give the tag. So I'll do the new instance, and we'll do $ and count.index, which means it will start doing 1, 2, 3, 4, and the new instance 1, new instance 2, yeah, like that. So let's go ahead and close the brackets here. We open one for the resources and the other one for the tags. So we close both of them. Let's make sure all this syntax is correct. And here we are not supposed to have this space. So this is a syntax error here. Control X to save and Y to save it. Okay, Control X and Y. If you are using the Nano editor, if you are using the Vim, then you have to first click the escape key a couple times. Then after you can do the colon and X. That will have to write and save your program. The second thing we have to do is create the provider.tf file. So again, I'll do sudo nano provider.tf. In here, we'll give the information about the provider and the region that we're going to deploy. So now our provider is AWS. Provider AWS. Your access key. Now we do need to provide the access key. Without the access key, the Terraform cannot get access to the AWS. So let's give this access key here. Copy and paste. And now secret access key. Let me copy and paste this secret. Okay, both is done. Now the time to give the region where you want to deploy your resources. So in my case, I'll be deploying at the US East 1 region. Okay, let's check now. Provider is AWS, which is perfectly fine. And access key is given, region secret key is given, region US East 1, and we are done. Control X and Y again, save the file. Now we have the variables that we provided. So Terraform tf var, the file need to be created. Sudo nano terraform.tf vars. So we'll define the instance type. As I told you earlier, on the main.tf file, we have given the var.instance type and the var.ami. So now that's what we will define here, the instance type and the AMI, which can be done if you just have the same instance type, same in AMI, then it can be defined at the same in the first moment of main.tf file. But if you have multiple instance type and multiple AMI that need to be defined, then it can be done in here. Let's write the comment, define the instance type and AMI. Here AMI equals to, okay, I can, so to make sure what kind of AMI you're trying to launch, then you just to be sure what we can do, launch instance, then select this instance type you want to launch. From here I'm doing the T2 micro, so for this it is giving me the AMI here. If you are selecting the Ubuntu, then the AMI will be different. If you are selecting Windows, the AMI will be different. But in my case, I'm trying to deploy the Amazon Linux machine, which AMI is given here. And also sometimes it also depends upon the region you're trying to deploy. So it's always best to check the AMI and make sure everything is correct. So I'm doing T2 micro, and this AMI is for T2 micro Amazon Linux is given here. So I've copied. I'll go back here and I'll paste it. Before I paste, I have to take this AMI off, and you can see the AMI is there. So it's pasted. Now instance type equals to T2 micro. We already make sure that T2 micro, and that's all for this file. Control X and Control Y, Control X and Y. Now the var.tf file need to be created. Sudo nano vars.tf. So in here we'll give the variable that we given inside the Terraform tf vars. That means it will start looking for the variable AMI, and the type is string, the instance type is string. So we will define. So variable is AMI. Type will be string type. So now again creating for the instance. That was for the AMI, and now for the instance type. So this is a JSON format. If you are familiar with JSON format, you have already known what I'm doing here. Instance type will be type is string. So I'm saying we have the variable instance type, and what type of variable is, so we are using the string. If you have a number, then you can define the number here. So what type you are using. So for the AMI, we still have the string. So I define a string here. So everything looks fine to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and save it. And that's it. We have done all 4 of them here, and everything looks fine. So now the most important thing you have to do while you are using Terraform is you have to initialize the Terraform. That will help you to give, if there is any error, if there is any dependency that needs required, everything will be just verbose in there, and you can be able to see it. So let's do Terraform init. So it's initializing the backend of the Terraform. All the plugins required and the dependencies required will be installed. So now everything is fine. Now the second step is with the Terraform is you have to do the Terraform plan. So Terraform plan. If there's any syntax error, any other errors, then it will show up it here. Before the deployment, it helps to compile or build your code. So now you can see, as I told you, if there's any error, it will show up here. Missing key value separator. On main.tf, I can see the error here saying that tags, so AWS instance, my machine, tags, name, new instance. Now it will also give you the expectation here, what is expect and equals signs to mark the beginning of the attribute's value. So here it's saying tags equals to, that looks like I forgot to give equals to sign in here after the name. For that, let me go back to that file. In this line, I forgot to give equals to, which is fixed now. So let's run the Terraform plan again. If there's any more other error, it will show up here. Otherwise, it will install all the dependencies and required, and also show you what has been planned for you. So here you can see the resources. This AWS instance, which is named as my machine. AMI, we have to provide the AMI. So AMI has been displayed here. But everything else, ARN and anything else that we haven't provided, instance type, we have provided here. So T2 micro, but anything else will be provided later on, as it's going to be default, and it will be the up-to-date, the new version, latest version will be there. So if you have security group, you can also define the security group or subnet ID. If you have anything security group, you need to place in the some different security group. If you have already existing security group, then you can also do that here. But if you don't have anything, just go ahead and do Terraform apply. So now you can see it's asking for you the value. So you provide yes. And now it's creating here. It's creating your instances, which can be seen in the dashboard as well. You can go ahead and do the instances. You will see there's a 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3 instances has been creating. They are creating the instances. So new instance 3, 2, 1, 0. So we have done the index, which starts from 0. So all of them are already started running. And let's go ahead and see from this side. So here you can see apply completed, resources 4 added, 0 changed, 0 destroyed. If I do Terraform refresh, if any change is made here on this side, if you go manually, so using the Terraform is like you are using everything you are doing from the command. So anything that happens from the manual process, that is automated way. But this one, if you go manually to the AWS dashboard and make any changes here, will not reflect to the Terraform automatically. Even though these are synchronized, but it doesn't reflect the changes automatically with changes. So let's see. For that, I'm gonna stop that instance. I'm stopping new instance 3 here. As for the Terraform, let's go ahead and see the state file. So okay, here Terraform tf state nano terraform.tf state file. So when you check the state file, you'll see all the state of your resources here. Let's find the instance that we just stopped. That was my instance 3. New instance 0, new instance 3. So new instance 0, 1. Let's go down. Okay, here you can see the new instance 3. Let's see the instance status. Secret group, everything is fine. Let's check the status. What does it has to say? So you can see here instance status is running right now. But from manual way, we have already stopped the instance. So to make this updated, to get this Terraform state file updated, what we have to do here is we have to run the command Terraform refresh. So once you run the Terraform refresh command, it will synchronize, it will check to this AWS with resources and make sure what kind of stage they are in. If there is any changes made manual way or any other or different other ways, then it will synchronize to the state file. Then it will get up to date. So now here you can see. So Terraform refresh. So it refreshes all of these. All of these instances has been refreshed. So now go ahead and do the same thing again. Instance 3 here you can see new instance 3, and status of the instance 3 will be instance status has been stopped. So any changes that you made manually will get reflected, but you have to run the Terraform refresh command. It's saying that Terraform still helps you to synchronize all the changes that you made manually or any other ways to update your state files. For that, you have to run Terraform refresh command. That's all for today. Please keep watching my videos. Thank you so much.